about bulking and cutting. My name is Shelby Dellery, and we're going to start with the question of what is bulking and cutting. So a bulk is when you eat in a surplus, and a cut is when you eat in a deficit. This is something that is done to achieve a certain body aesthetic, a certain body composition, and there's a lot of science to it, so it can be as accurate as long as you follow all the little steps. So first, there is a dirty bulk and a clean bulk, or a lean bulk. And a dirty bulk is when you're eating everything. Like, you're probably not even tracking at this point. You were just eating until, probably eating like 4,000 calories. Like a lot of like men do this. It's just chocolate milk, junk food. Any way you can get the calories in, you're doing exactly what you need to do. So in a few months you can cut, and then you'll have all of this muscle. So a more number specific approach would be the lean bulk, where you're entering your macros into an averager and figuring out how much you should eat according to your maintenance calorie. You would want to eat around 200 to 300 more, but it really depends on the person and depends on the goals. So it can be a better idea to do a clean bulk, but at the end of the day, if you want to reach the goals and you don't care about gaining a bunch of fat in the process, then you can do a dirty bulk. But I mean, eating healthy is probably more important than how fast you achieve your goals. And a lot of people would probably want to do a clean bulk because you do still gain some fat, but not as much as you would just eating whatever you wanted. A clean bulk is very strict. So now we ask, should you bulk or should you cut? So someone that is overweight or has a high body fat percentage should probably not bulk. It's recommended you maybe cut first, because you want to get rid of some of the fat before you go and gain a little bit more. This is important for your health. So someone that is overweight wants to go cut, they can still resistance train. They don't need to do a bunch of cardio, burn like the same amount of calories. Just start losing some fat, and then eventually when you lose enough fat and you get your body fat percentage results back, and it's a percent that is good for a bulk, you feel free to bulk, and then you can cut again down the road. Now, someone that is skinny fat, a term where someone appears to be skinny but has no muscle, like their skin and like you can tell when you maybe feel them, but otherwise they look skinny. These are people who probably want to look lean and are going to the gym, maybe doing a bunch of cardio, and not understand why they're not getting results. So what they need to do is they need to gain muscle. If they gain muscle, they probably barely even need to do a cut if they do it right. So when you go and do a bulk, you will be eating around 200 to 300 calories more. You can eat even more if your goals are something you kind of want to speed up a little bit and you don't care about gaining fat. For someone that doesn't really want to gain fat, I recommend it around 200 and 300. And for someone who doesn't want to gain fat, like period, the best approach is to do a reverse diet from their maintenance calorie. Or if they're eating restrictive and they aren't hitting even their maintenance calorie, they should do a reverse diet to their maintenance calorie. So an example would be someone who's eating 1,500 calories. Well, that is not a good maintenance calorie to start your bulk, because then you're going to be bulking your maintenance calorie. So someone eating 1,500 calories is going to want to then eat 50 calories each week, increasing it slowly. This is going to give your body that chance to kind of speed up the metabolism. Once you get around 2,000, which might be someone's maintenance depending on their height, that is a good start to start a bulk. But you just want to wait until you're at a healthy calorie range before you go in bulk, because the bulk probably won't do much and your cut will be hard. So once you are eating past your maintenance calorie at around 2200, 2300, if a person's maintenance calorie was 2000, then doing that is going to give you a better chance to cut and see results. The next thing would be the cut. How much do you cut? Well, let's say their maintenance is 2000 and they do a 200 calorie bulk. It's very small and gonna give you results, but you might want to do it a little more months than maybe like 500 calories. So once you get the muscle definition starting to happen and you're ready to do your cut, then you're going to want to cut maybe to like 1760 calories, because then your body's going to be in this deficit and you're going to lose all of the fat that you gained and reveal muscle. And that's the goal. So the next question would be how to start. And I kind of explained that. You just start by figuring out what's your maintenance calorie. Once you figure that out, add or subtract depending on if you're doing a bulk or cut. So the next question would be how long? This is very dependent on your goals. If you're in a rush and you're ready to get that summer body, then I would think no shorter than 6 months, because you want to maybe do 3 months with the bulk and 3 months with a cut, or maybe 2 months with a cut, depending on how fast you lose fat. But someone like a woman who might take longer to gain muscle, depends if she wants to gain more muscle before she does the cut. Because the risk of when you're cutting is the risk of losing body, your muscle, so you don't want that to happen. So this could be as long as you want it to be, but the shortest, I wouldn't say shorter than 6 months, just to have a good amount of time. And even better than that would be a maintenance phase in between the two. So you do a bulk, then you kind of go to maintenance calorie, and then you go to your cut. So just to get your body kind of adjusted to the calories, so your deficit is really going to work. Next question would be counting your macros. So what are macros? Macros are your protein, your carbs, and your fat. And in the relation of how it's not just counting your calories, you're counting your macros, because you want to make sure you're hitting enough protein. It is suggested either a pound per body fat of protein, or I think 0.8 is a little more easier, realistic, because that's a lot of protein if you're eating your body weight. So with that said, you mark your protein. Once you mark your protein, then you're like deciding your carbs and your fat, what numbers you should go with. At the end of the day, a bulk, it's really important just to hit the calories, and that's all that matters, and your protein. But you want to separate the carbs and fat by what you feel. Men don't need as much fat, so they might want to do higher carb. Women, some thrive with high fat, low carb diets, and vice versa. So it really depends on you trying it out and kind of figuring out what works for you. If you are high carb and you realize you're really not feeling it, your body is just sluggish, then maybe you switch to high fat, and then vice versa. If you're not feeling the high fat, change to carbs. It's really just about like figuring out what works with the number, the calorie number. So I'm going to show a demonstration of MyFitnessPal and how I entered in a example of what a bulk meal plan would look like and what a cut meal plan would look like. In this, it's all about how you use your calories. Eating like 2,300 calories or more can seem very intimidating, very scary for some. Probably not for like some men, but someone maybe like my size might feel a little like, man, that's a lot of food. And There are sneaky ways to add in your food. You can add nuts, hemp seeds, chia seeds. They're all really high in fat and they're very calorie dense. Just putting like a scoop, 3 tablespoons of hemp seeds already gets you like 160 calories. So doing that, doing those little tricks is going to make it so much easier so you're not stuffing your face all day. You'll notice in the demonstration that the meals are very similar. There's only minor adjustments to make it more calorie dense, so you're getting that bulk versus cut meal, and it's really cool to see how similar they are, and just a few little changes makes a world of difference.